Okay, folks, so we're going to talk about Black Sabbath's 13 album. So this is the final album by Black Sabbath, and main thing about it is it is a showstopper. This is a band that has been around since the 70s, and the formation of them has been around since the 60s. So we're approaching to where that is almost 50 years. And of course, I'm not familiar with the entire backbone of the metal genre, but I think and I can feel that there's a lot of stuff involved in it that, probably got the roots from around this time. Now, rock was particular when you listen to it. I mean, really, things kind of got refined in the 80s, they saturated in the 90s, and then split up in the 2000s, but the architecture had to be laid down in the 70s and that sort of thing. I think Led Zeppelin is another band that's older than them or somewhere around that time, but it's tricky. It's tricky because I don't have the complete history of metal music at this point in time. So, deciding to review more of Black Sabbath, it's going to take time to actually get the knowledge of that sort, because there's 4 decades that this spans. Actually, 5 decades. So, with that, this is the final album. The lineup, with the exception, I think, of the drummer, is the only one who is not on this album as the reunited form. So with this, by this point, the only other thing was they were going to reunite back in 2001, but it just didn't decide. It did not happen because Ozzy was working on a solo album. So know that there was one in the works. If you wonder, well, why did this take so long? The fans, I understand, folks who have been riding with Black Sabbath for as long as they have, there are things that go with it, and I think nobody really wants to wait 18 years for a new album. So that's that's one thing, but still, this music is grand. So you don't have to worry about that. It's going to get a high score. I think most people will probably think that anyways, just based upon how much they like it. But this is sort of also for folks who are trying out some new stuff. So it's good to find one of these, once again, showstoppers. So there were 3 singles released from this album, and they've caught attention. But it's also different as of a newer sound. I mean, there was a group, Black Sabbath, the members, with the exception of Ozzy, and there might be a couple other members, but there was a group with Black Sabbath members called Heaven and Hell, and they dropped an album in 2009. So that's about the second most recent project from those members, and so it's an extra thing to know. And I think prior to that, there just might have been like some compilations and greatest hits, maybe some stuff like that. But so this is good. I wasn't aware of the nature of what went on back in 2013. Might have been interesting to see all the anticipation that came for it, but I am unaware of it. So, but I do know that this is, top notch. So the songs that you need to hear, basically, I would recommend getting the deluxe because there's 8 songs on the regular version, but if you get the bonus disc, there's going to be 11 total songs. And I think basically, I don't really need to complain about it, but I liked every song. So that was how it was. Go for the singles, but then also Live Forever, Dear Father, Age of Reason. Just all of these good moments. Really, once again, this is metal right here, so it's as if, you're going to have to find some other... Yeah, I mean, it's got influence. So that's the real thing, is you're going to notice some things. If you're a newer rock listener, you might find some stuff that you kind of reminds you of something. So this album's going to get a 10, and I am interested in their backlog. It just depends upon, well, I probably will do it. I just want to learn more about them. I've been trying to learn a lot more about the rock genre and specifically have knowledge so I can come up with creative outputs to put on this channel. So I am going to do that with Black Sabbath. Even if it takes a long while, I probably will get around to it. So, you know, obviously this music speaks for itself. Go out and buy it, and, you know, just fuck with... You don't even need me to say that. But, so the social score is going to get a high score also. I'm going to say, and that means how well it plays around you in a group of friends, if you listen to the music with them. 3 singles that you heard, and these are good ones. So mess with it. And the only other thing is the future. I don't think there is one. They said that they were going on tour this year or next year, 2016, and the only thing left is, can the record be topped? And I don't think so. I mean, you know, it makes me want to be a part of the event. You know, that's kind of the thing, is now that these guys are kaput, it's kind of disappointing that we don't get some of that energy that was there just 3 years ago. I mean, I just missed it, so that was kind of the problem. But, you know, I think, you know, we'll see what's to come. So subscribe for more fun. This is Black Sabbath, the 13 album.